My name's Dr. Patrick MacManaway, and I'm a practitioner in the art of subtle energies. I have third-generation background, growing up with practitioners in Scotland as family, and a degree in medicine subsequently. So I'm familiar both with the holistic and the conventional side of practices as applied both in medicine and in agriculture using subtle energies. There's a very long tradition of the use of what we would consider and call subtle energies in agriculture all over the world and for all periods of time until about 150 years ago. So subtle energies are energies that are present around us, but that we can't immediately or directly touch, taste, or sense in our physical body. They would include particularly the natural geomagnetism of the Earth, the north-south polar magnetism that comes up through our feet and through the geology and topography that we live in. And sometimes we feel that as the atmosphere of place. And most people have a sense of atmosphere and are familiar with places that feel uncomfortable to be in, or perhaps hostile or a little scary, and other places that feel warm and relaxing and nurturing to be present in. And what's very significant for the farming community to understand is that our cattle and our sheep are very, very sensitive to atmosphere, even more so than we are. And if they're settled and at peace and at ease in a well-balanced atmosphere, then they'll tend to perform optimally in terms of weight gain, health and fertility. And if they are uncomfortable in their environment, then they'll be more restless, they'll be less inclined to cooperate in terms of management. Often fertility rates and weight gain will drop. And so in terms of the overall management of the mob, as well as management through specific areas like cattle yards, taking the time to really balance up the atmospheric energies can make a tremendous difference, both in terms of how easy it is to manage the stock as well as what happens to the economic bottom line. I think what's worked for 6,000 years, probably we hope it'll keep on working for another 6,000. And while these practices may be unfamiliar, I think that in all honesty and fairness, they would be considered mainstream by most people over the last several thousand years. I think there's honestly multiple reasons why it's important for the agricultural community to reclaim and regain what is actually a very basic understanding of life forces and the growing process. One is that clearly these practices are central to a truly sustainable technology of agriculture, and it's not certain without them that agriculture will be sustainable. I come to Australia currently 3 times a year, working through RCS, both for educational programs and for individual on-farm consultations.